And I got to update the whole widget thing. You can see people who follow and everything now, finally. All in one little screen. But there we go. All right. Welcome to, well, actually, before I say welcome, we kind of took a little hiatus last week and we're finally back. So, welcome to episode 19 of the Film Planet podcast. I'm Nadal.
I'm Jamal.
And today we got two things on the agenda. We're going to be reviewing the Truth or Dare horror movie, and then the Rock's new movie, the Rampage, based off, I guess it was a hit video game at the time.
Arcade, yeah.
Yeah. And really, that's it. Pretty short podcast today. But let's go ahead and get started. Truth or Dare. I will start off by saying it was an interesting concept for a horror movie. Like, how many horror movies kind of, at least not to my knowledge, have done anything like that? I kind of like the concept behind it. A lot of unintentional, humorous parts in it that I enjoyed personally.
It was funny.
Yeah,
it was funny.
It definitely wasn't trying to be funny, but just the facial expressions alone. You've already seen the trailer, so that's not a spoiler. A little smile when they go bad or whatever.
When they get possessed, I guess when they're under some type of possession.
Yeah, they do that little. It's hilarious. It's honestly it's pretty funny because people will be just doing regular things, turn around, they're smiling. It'll get you off guard. What were your thoughts on the movie outside of just that little initial?
It was entertaining. It was one of them bad movies that kept you in the seat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was. The acting wasn't good.
No.
The concept was cool, but the execution, some of the things in the movie, you're kind of scratching your head. Like, how do they cross the Mexican border so easily? But
yeah, it seemed like they were crossing the Mexican border on a road that was not monitored at all.
Right.
Neither Mexico or the United States knew it existed. It's just a road that they were going back and forth that happened to be an hour away from the college they were going to. And I don't know how many colleges are an hour away from the Mexican border, but this one is. It's just a lot of weird. Like, you could tell, like, this was like a old school teenager horror flick.
It reminded me of Final Destination meets kind of I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's like a combination of those two.
Yeah, like I said, it was that old school summer teenager horror movie kind of deal.
And the jokes were so cliche millennial.
Man,
it was.
And I am a millennial.
I'm a millennial too, but some of the jokes were so cliche. Like,
it was bad.
Yeah, it was funny bad though. It was like,
oh yeah, like
I was like, oh, that was so cringy that it was actually funny.
It was one of those things where, like, we're not laughing at the joke, we're laughing the fact that you wrote it and recorded it and sold it to us. It's the movie is, I wouldn't even call it good. I wouldn't call it completely terrible.
Man, it was entertainingly bad. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Now, I will say this: the ending is a cool ending. The ending is cool.
Yeah, the ending is cool. I think you and I didn't really agree with the ending, but like, you could see it's a possible outcome that's not wrong, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just, for us, it was kind of like, if you watch the movie, you see the person who made the decision at the end went against everything they did, and I understand the conflict there, but it was just a weird time to have that change of heart. There was no progression to it. She didn't really have a progression to her change of heart.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Fair enough.
And she is a young adult, so
yeah. But it was a unintentionally funny movie. One of those little B-rate horror movies in the vein of those summer blockbusters, horror, like, you know, your Final Destination, etc. If you were to slap a number out of 10 on it,
quality 3.5 out of 10. Entertainment level, I give it like a 7.5. Like, I really like this movie, how laughably bad it was and entertaining in parts.
I second that pretty much.
I mean, that's what it is. I can't believe this. Before a bad movie, I suggest to watch it. I ain't saying go to the theaters and watch it, but like, if it's on like Redbox and Netflix, take a look at it and enjoy. So
enjoy it, watch it, laugh at it. It's not actually scary at all, really.
Nah, it's not
Like
scary.
there's really nothing, not even jump scares. There's really nothing scary.
It's not scared at all.
Um,
Make you cringy in parts because if you're not squeamish.
yeah.
But it's not scary at all.
And it definitely was another movie, which I haven't had this in a long time because we nitpick things. There's kind of little sprinkles on top. It was definitely one of those movies like, oh, that's a bad decision. Why are you doing that? It was one of those movies for me. It's kind of like, man, like...
Shoot, isn't that most horror movies, though?
Yeah, but this one felt like it was like they wanted that to happen. They did that on purpose, whereas other ones, I'm just kind of like, that's just a trope they're following. They're not even...
This one part where they had the mattress. Oh, stupid.
Yeah, anyway, okay, yeah, that was what I'm talking about.
And he's supposed to be smart, like...
These are all, like, high... They're going to a very good school, presumably. I mean, one of the kids is in med school. And so this is presumably a very prestigious school.
Obviously, high intellect people,
yeah.
White, come from the silver spoon cool.
Yeah.
So,
but anyways, go check it out, like Redbox or or if you're into horror movies, definitely check it out at the theater, like matinee for $5, not bad.
Yeah.
Our next movie, which I thoroughly enjoyed, I'm sure you did too, was The Rock's Rampage movie. What? I mean, I'm a big video game nerd. I played Rampage years ago.
I used to play that at the arcades when that was a... Do arcades even exist anymore?
Yeah, not the way they used to. They exist, but it's
like
all like
David Buster's. But I'm talking about like an actual
arcade. Like you play air hockey. That's where their arcade is now. It's not actual.
Yeah, like
it's not your Street Fighter and stuff like that.
Well, that's still at those places, but you're right. It's not like a true arcade.
Yeah.
That's dead. Like
it's always half and half.
Because I remember they used to have one at Crossroads before it got shut
down. Oh yeah, and then even the one at Quail Springs Mall used to be an actual arcade, but that thing is. Oof.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's... I've never been a huge fan of the video game franchise. I never really hated it, but it's always just... It was a weird thing, like, this is what they're making... This is what they choose to make a movie out of, considering all the other thousands of other video game... Good or bad video games that they could have chosen from. They chose one with really no story.
And which
maybe that's why it was chosen. Is like, we can just build on it however we want with no repercussions. But Rampage is a fun little flick. Like, it was definitely entertaining. It's The Rock, so you're gonna get your action in it, and
quips,
yeah, little one-liners with a gorilla being signed. But no, it was a fun little movie in general. What were your kind of just thoughts on the story and everything?
It was shockingly charming.
Yeah.
It was shockingly charming. George the Ape, his friend, their relationship was better than a lot of these drama movies with actual supposed to be, this is supposed to be a fun, turn your brain off movie, and their relationship was better than a lot of these serious dramatic Oscar bait movies. Like, I'm serious. Mm-hmm. Like, their relationship is what kept it was in the movie. You felt their friendship.
So you felt with almost no backstory really, which was given later on in the movie, but even from the very beginning, you're just like, it's like a big brother and a little brother.
Yeah.
That relationship was kind of picking on the other. Like, this is gonna sound
The Rock
weird.
Was the big brother.
Yeah, and George was the
huge little brother. Yeah.
Kind of childish and messes around a lot, and the other one's like, I'll mess around too, but come on, man, that's too far.
Yeah.
And to me, like, now that I say that out loud, it's like, that's kind of, my brother's not a gorilla, but it's kind of a relationship we have. Like, there's that unspoken love there, but it'll always be a back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, constantly. You would think we don't like each other if you don't know us. But no, it is like you said, really, it was almost charming, like, little relationship. Probably out of most recent movies, now that I think about it, probably one of the better relationships just out there right now.
Yeah,
that was fleshed out is what I'm trying to say with that. Like, fleshed out and felt believable. And I think the storyline for it was, it made sense. Actually, I kind of liked it. This is probably me thinking a little too deep, but what are these corporations who aren't government related doing with their research, and by what means are they trying to accomplish it? I mean, this company went to the means of building a laboratory in space to avoid any government interference.
Elon Musk type of stuff.
Yeah, like, well, what are they actually working on? Things like that. It was cool. And then, also had little, we got to protect our animals. Had a little poaching and black market sales of
Yeah.
animal skin, stuff like that.
Which that's horrible. If you ever
Oh,
look
yeah.
that up, it's horrible what they're doing.
Yeah, that stuff is not cool at all.
But I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays Negan in The Walking Dead and played the comedian in The Watchmen, I think he stole the show though.
Yeah.
He actually out-quipped and charismatic The Rock, which is very hard to do in a movie. And he did that. And him and George too. I think the Ape and both upstaged The Rock. And he did good, but I think The Rock got upstaged by those two in the movie. He was like a federal agent / military. I don't know what he was.
He was OGA, other government organization.
Yeah,
like that,
so yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, turn your brain off. I ain't thinking too much about who's who, but the action was cool in Chicago. Yeah. It reminded me kind of when I was watching it, I was like, this is what Godzilla should have been. I like Godzilla, but I'm like, this is what it should have been.
Yeah.
I needed to see more chaos and destruction, and they brought it in this movie. So
yeah, absolutely they did. Another cool thing I like about this, more from a technical aspect, is one thing I was worried about was the CG kind of falling apart, and the CG actually seemed to get better as the movie went on, which in the world of movies it's usually the other way around.
Yeah, they actually it was actually pretty decent.
It was pretty good. I liked each animal. They did feel like different animals. A lot of times in monster movies like this, they all look different, but they all move the same.
Yeah, they did.
The crocodile had kind of flowed. Even when it was on land, it looked like it was swimming. There's a scene where it goes through a building. It actually looks like it's swimming through the building. The wolf is very agile, but quick movements. And then the ape was just like brute force. Is like just when he went somewhere with force. Stuff like that. Like to me, I noticed that kind of stuff. It sticks out for me, and I enjoyed that. And then the not the Rock, but what you said, was it Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah, his character was like, he was actually pretty funny. Like the little plane scene where he was basically cutting her off, the doctor, and finishing the sentence for her. He's like, yeah, no, we thought about this. I know you think we can't handle it, but we are.
Yeah.
Stuff like that it was pretty good. The villains were actually comical.
It was another Watchmen alum.
Yeah.
It was I think her name is Ackerman. I don't know her first name, but and she played Spectre, Silk Spectre.
Okay. That was the love interest to
Night Owl.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan too, right?
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan and Night Owl.
Yeah, no, and then it was I can't remember the actor's name. I just know him as Pete from The Office.
Yeah,
that's how I recognize. As soon as I heard his voice, I was like, is that Pete from The Office? And then they showed his face. No, those two were like a 90s villain. Like,
and it worked.
And it worked. It wasn't bad. Like they were. You wanted to take them serious, but you could tell they were dangerous, and they didn't really care about anybody. But it was still like, when those two were on the screen talking with each other, it was actually very comical.
Yeah.
It was just funny to watch their brother-sister relationship on the screen, and it was very contrast to the George and the Rock relationship. Their relationship was from love, and theirs was more of they're just connected because they have the same last name.
And they had kind of
like money is what brought them together.
Big sister, little brother relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like a really good 90s villain that you don't see anymore.
That's what it came off. It came off like a good 90s action movie.
And it was just really executed well. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world. But Jamal, as always, let's just do the two scores, the movie itself and then our own little entertainment value. So go and do the quality.
Quality wise, I'll give the movie a 6.8.
6.8, okay.
And entertainment wise, I give it a 7.7.
7.7. For me, entertainment wise, I give it a 7.5. And then quality wise, just a little, like I was talking about earlier, a little here and there, just from a technical aspect, stuff like that. I probably carry it to about a 6.8 as well.
Okay. That's about it for this week's
very short podcast.
Incredibles 2 trailer. It was cool. I like the first one better because it got more. This one was more get you hyped for the movie.
Yeah, this is more of a hype trailer.
Yeah,
than,
the other one, I do like the first one better, and a Jurassic World trailer, second trailer next week. So we'll review that, and it'll be a slow week, so we'll probably find a topic. I don't think because Infinity War is coming up, and that's gonna probably be a huge.
That's all for the better because something I've been waiting for is coming out. So
yeah,
I'll probably not gonna.
So this is a gamer community. He'll be a God of War guy.
Yeah.
So I'll probably catch a movie if it's a decent movie out, then we'll discuss it briefly.
Yeah. Oh, well, Quiet Place.
Yeah, well, after that, but something else, I might discuss something else too that I need to watch.
Okay,
so.
yeah. So no,
I feel good to be back. Long week. So.
Well, yeah, he's back. We had some stuff we had to take care of, so there was no podcast last week. I've already seen A Quiet Place. Once he sees it, we'll kind of give our thoughts on it. And then, you know, that's
what we're basically saying is 2 movies, both fun, nothing to go crazy or break down in detail. That's why it's so short. So.
They were turn your brain off horror films and turn your brain off action film,
and that's
that's really it's all that's really there to break down. You can try to look for more, but there's not much there. But anyways, that was this week's episode. We'll see you again next week for episode 20 of the Film Planet Podcast. Peace.
Deuces.